And we are live
from the apartment complex in Austin, Texas.
That's right. Our studio. In this gigantic mansion, standing room
There's
only.
so many rooms in here.
I know.
Was there like one?
There's so many room.
There's so many room with its own bathroom.
Yeah.
All right.
Even has a living room.
So what's good, guys? What's been going on?
Well, this pizza's what's going on.
Nice.
This pizza's bomb.
You haven't
Dude,
even eaten yours.
I took a bite.
Sorry,
I'm busy.
I see that
checking the
bite.
audios, making
He's
sure
busy doing
everything's
a podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm busy making sure that stuff.
It's really difficult to talk with pizza in my mouth.
Oh no, poor baby.
I know.
Oh.
Hey, first world problems, bro.
Wow.
Now this whole week, I don't know, it's been pretty depressing, I guess, for me.
Depressing?
Really?
Yeah.
Now you have the time of your life.
I did have the time of my life yesterday. That was definitely the highlight. That's what made it so special.
Took you out the tailspin.
Yeah. Shut up, Bobby. This whole week kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I kept being reminded by Hibiki that I'm turning 30.
Dirty 30.
Otherwise, I would not have even thought about it.
Yeah.
But she's like, "You're turning 30. I'm sure there's like lots of thoughts racing through your head." Like, no, well, now, yeah. Thinking about the finality of death and everything. Just like, Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
It's horrible, man. So, yeah, last night was really fun. Me and Prometheus hung out with his buddy, Melanie, who will soon be my buddy. Who will soon be Hibiki's buddy. Who will soon be Pit War buddy.
Yeah, shout outs to Melanie, Tessa,
Yeah.
Madison, Eddie, and Lydia. Not from
And
Skyrim.
George. The real guy's name was George.
And then George. I was like, and that other guy.
That's
with the
Eddie
beard.
Gordo from Tekken and Lydia from Skyrim.
Yeah. That'd be badass. Starts busting out some Capoeira.
We'll go to the club. Just Capoeira.
Well, speaking of the club, I got some music-related news.
Go ahead.
First of all, for those that don't know, Bobby Beatles' namesake comes from the Beatles. It's not a bug. He doesn't have some type of weird bug fetish because that would be creepy. I was a
I
fan.
love myself the ladybugs.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
But apparently another super fan is trying to bring John Lennon back from the dead.
Is it in Tupac form with like the hologram and the?
Oh, it's even better than Tupac form. Beatles fan to clone John Lennon using DNA from Star's tooth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. A Beatles fan is planning to bring John Lennon back to life by creating a clone from one of his teeth. You're probably wondering, how the hell do you have John Lennon's teeth? I mean, I got a couple, but I don't know how this guy got them. Canadian dentist Michael Zuck bought one of Lennon's rotten molars for, 20,000, I'm guessing that's euros. Or maybe it's pounds. I don't know. I just know this.
Who sold them?
I don't know, we'll get into that. At an auction 2 years ago, and now wants to extract its DNA in hoping of cloning the Beatle who was shot dead in 1980. Oh my God, too soon. Too soon.
I didn't even know that happened.
Dude, this is news to me.
I know.
I thought he was still touring with the Monkees.
Yeah, dude. Fuck you.
Dr. Zuck told The Sun. Wow, that dude's got bravado. He's going to tell The Sun. If scientists think they can clone mammoths, if scientists think they can clone mammoths, then John Lennon could be next. That's kind of a big leap.
He's much smaller than a mammoth.
I was like, okay, you can clone a mammoth. Like, wouldn't you try like ape first before you get to human?
Yeah, right.
And then maybe like a human less talented before you get to John Lennon. To say I had a small part in bringing back one of rock's greatest stars would be mind blowing.
But who's asking for that, It's like... And plus,
everybody...
obviously, it's a rotten molar, so it's going to be an evil John Lennon.
Hey, that'll be even
Hands
better.
down.
That'll be even better. He comes back with like a goatee, but he looks exactly the same otherwise.
Instead of promoting world peace, he's going to be promoting world war.
Dude, he's going to be the Antichrist.
I feel he's gonna turn out like remember that episode of Aqua Teen?
And then he really will be bigger than Jesus.
They were like, "Hey, I'm your buddy, Mr. Shake."
Yeah.
Phil's gonna turn out one of those abominations.
There's like 3 arms.
Threw me into an oven, said to wing it. That's what I imagine that first clone is gonna be like.
Yeah, they just threw me on stage, said wing it. I've never played guitar. Like, I don't inherit all of his traits. I'm a fucking tooth.
Maybe next time the plan should be to tell me what the plan is.
It would be even better. He just ends up being like the world's best dentist.
That'd be...
It was like, you're
crazy.
John Lennon. He's like, well, I think it's John Lennon.
It's like
or James Lennon.
James Lennon.
Yeah.
Or Jerry Lennon. One of those.
I just
Jerry
went with
Lennon.
Frank.
Yeah.
Just throw people off.
How old would you be during this cloning?
Probably the same age.
No, he'd have to still grow
Same
up.
age as his teeth?
He'd still grow up like as an embryo, and like he'd be a kid. He'd have to grow up all over again.
Oh, wow.
Would he?
Yeah, you can't just
Oh.
clone like a full human,
Oh,
like
that's-
fully born.
I feel like they would just come out of a big cloner that I've seen.
Unfortunately, cloning technology has not gotten
Just
that
walk
far.
out like, hey, I'm John Lennon.
Yeah, right. I'm from the Beatles. But yeah, but for those who are wondering, how the hell did they get this tooth? Well, John Lennon gave... This is weird, too. John Lennon is a weird dude.
Definitely
John Lennon
is.
gave the tooth to his housekeeper after he had it pulled out in the 1960s. Dr. Zook bought it from her son. So there you go. I wonder if like the son was like, oh yeah, this is totally John Lennon's tooth. It's like just one of his many teeth. He's like sold that tooth like 10 times. He said he was hoped he would be able to sequence the Beatles' DNA very soon, quote unquote. Adding, many Beatles fans remember where they were when they heard that John Lennon was shot. I hope they also live to hear the day he got another chance.
You should talk to Olivia Harrison. Maybe she'll get a strand of George's hair and get him back to you. Get the band back together.
I mean, hilarious. They just clone all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. This article is just funny to me. Like, for one, I thought human cloning was illegal, first of all.
No, it's a beetle.
The last time I checked, yeah, maybe they make an exception if it's a celebrity. They're like, they're not people. they're there to entertain
No,
us.
the worst part would be they cloned John Lennon. He grew up and his first album sucked.
Oh, can you imagine?
I don't want to imagine.
The thing is, if you grew up
I don't
now...
want. Oh, I don't want to imagine.
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 Because if he grew up now, like, think of all the music influences he would have. It'd be like, Fergie and fucking
Jesus.
Lady Gaga would be his influences. Like, he would probably still be a musician, but it would be like all this garbage
One
pop
Direction.
music. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah.
This could only end badly. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that this could be good. I mean, excluding all the actual science stuff
Yeah.
of all the things that could go wrong there.
Are they gonna make him listen to his own music while he's growing up?
Yeah, it's like
It's gonna
they're
happen.
going to have it like, I know you saw like Venture Brothers, where it's like they clone them, and then they put the clones in like these learning beds,
Yeah.
so that they can relearn everything. It's like pretty much like they just have like documentaries and autobiographies, so he learns like who he is. They have like all his music,
Yeah.
so he can like rewrite it. This is pump nothing but drugs and like LSD into his system. It's like, we're going to give you those influences that you need.
This is what you liked, right? You like drugs?
Maybe he'll get raised by like Paul McCartney before he dies.
Paul McCartney
So we were best friends, man.
starting a
Back in
family.
Liverpool.
He's going to get raised
Starting
by
a family at the ripe age of 67 or something.
Yeah.
However old he
No
is
way.
right now.
You know Brad and Angelina are going to fucking adopt him.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
He would have all the money he needs.
Yeah.
All the money he can imagine. He would want for no guitars.
Yay.
He
Rehash
would have
jokes.
everything at his fingertips.
Finger
Yeah.
chips.
Fingerchips.
It's like him said, he would just become like a really great actor.
That's what my fingers are when I eat bugles.
Fingertips, because you're licking all the
Fingerchips.
other little crushed off.
Yeah, but that's weird. To get just to have someone's tooth
Yeah, to
It's
pay
kinda weird.
20 pounds for a tooth.
from the 60s.
Yeah, that's an old ass tooth. That
That
tooth
is-
has stories.
Dude, that's
I want that tooth to be on Leno. I want that tooth to tell the world what it's been through.
it's got some crack sprinkled in it.
Yeah, that's an important part of the cloning process. That's the other thing too. It's like, okay, because they're talking about like, you know, if scientists think they can clone mammoths, it's like they haven't even done that yet. Yet he's already like. I think the saddest thing is like, okay, the whole thing is he spent all this money on a tooth
Yeah.
with like this elaborate goal, but he probably didn't even plan out like how to actually clone him. Or maybe like all the money he spent on the tooth was the money he would have needed for the research to do the cloning, but now he's broke.
True. Yeah.
And the only way he could do it is to sell the tooth to get the money, and then he wouldn't have a tooth.
If in theory a mammoth would work.
Why not a beetle?
Yeah, why not a
They're
beetle?
both animals.
Yeah.
Sir, that's the name of their band. Fuck.
They should not to dog the monkeys again, but they should try it. You said lesser band.
Dog the monkey, sir.
They should bring Davy Jones.
They are the
Bring
living
him back
legend.
from Davy Jones's locker.
Dude,
You know, I don't
Black
even
Pearl
think
that was a great movie.
Yeah, it was a fantastic movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean, shout out to Davy Jones.
I really liked the first movie.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right, Davy Jones died, didn't he?
Yeah.
In the fourth movie?
He died in the locker.
I was gonna say yes, and then I thought about it. I was like, actually, yes. Yes, no, actually, yes.
That was funny, because I remember when I read that article on Yahoo, I was just like, I didn't know that was the guy's name. It's like, every Davy Jones, I was
That
like, this
pirate
guy's
guy
a
is-
fictional character, how is he
That
dead?
pirate guy is real? What?
My whole mind was blown for about 30 seconds. Took that long to recalibrate. But anyway, with that, this is Prometheus,
This is Bobby Beetle.
And this is Agamemnon.
with his mouth stuffed full of Domino's
And
pizza.
this is Straight.
We do that at the end.
Okay.
We can still do it at the beginning.
No, we don't have.
We're live, man. There are no rules. There are no restrictions.
I thought I would improvise and just do it
straight.
And I just happened to have done it at the Outta
Austin.
wrong time.
I love that. I love that enthusiasm.
So that's
Has it really been that long? It's been like a week since we said it.
has it? No, I meant like said it in the beginning. I swore we opened with that before.
Probably. I don't know. We do so much.
Next time, the plan should be to tell me what the plan is.
Well, the plan is that I plan to tell you next time.
That's a good plan.
That was a good thing on your feet, though.
Well, we had
That was a bold
two
decision.
listeners like 3 minutes ago, and then right when you guys went into that tangent, it went back down to one.
Sorry.
That was
Clearing
probably a
up
beaky. Like,
confusion.
all right, I've heard enough of this. I hear this all the time anyway.
Oh, Jesus.
Probably
man.
was Hibiki.
Well, whoever's listening, if you want to... Oh, that was the other thing I was going to do. We'll have to save it for next time. It's not set up. But next week, we'll be able to take callers as well.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
That'd be
yeah.
really cool.
I forgot until this moment.
It's gonna be some guy calling. Like, yeah, I got something to say. Like, all right, go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Hangs up.
Is this a 96.7 hotline to get free tickets to Smash Mouth? No.
No,
Okay.
while you're at it, this is also not 1996.
I want to go to the Limp Bizkit reunion tour. Can I
I was
get
thinking
tickets for
about
that?
this. I was thinking about this all day. Not to deviate for whatever the fuck we're talking
Oh,
about.
by all
Yeah,
means, please
deviate for
deviate.
all the nothing we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I got both of them confused, and for the life of me, I can't figure out what one hit they each had: Papa Roach and Smash Mouth.
Papa
Did they-
Roach was cut my life
There you
into
go.
pieces.
So who was
this
the- what
is
is
my
Smash-
last result.
Smash
Last
Mouth?
resort. That's what's
Suffocation.
and Smash
Smash
Mouth was the
Did they have a one-hit wonder? Or did they actually have a career?
Were they the ones like, might as well be walking on the sun?
yeah.
Was that Smash Mouth?
Yeah.
I think so,
Okay.
yeah.
And then they did another song with Jennifer Love Hewitt, who was like a huge fan of them
Jennifer Love huge
for
tits.
some fucking reason, which just shows you she's probably gonna be like the worst
Cue up
girlfriend
that song.
ever.
Cue up that song. Now that you mentioned Jennifer Love Hewitt, the listeners have to know.
What happened?
Know what?
I wanna check it out. Okay,
Oh yeah.
before you play it, I have to fill the listeners in. Okay, so around like the Party of Five, like I Know What You Did Last Summer era of Jennifer Love Hewitt's career, I was a huge fan. Like 2 posters on the wall, like I love JLH, and I even got on eBay and bought like this fucking biography. And they didn't even send it to me. They ended up sending like one of those like light switch covers that broke into 3 pieces, like my heart. And so I even went as far as to download some of her music, which is, well, words cannot describe. I mean, one can not be told what Jennifer Love Hewitt's music is. They can only experience it for themselves. So whenever Agamemnon comes over here and plays the song, which was the cue to do it then.
Does it have something to do with Check It Out? Check It
Yeah,
Out.
that's part. What's one of the lyrics? I don't know which one he queued up. I don't know if he queued up "I Want to Go Bang," which yes, that's the real song title, or
No, the Q title's called "Let's Go Bang."
Okay, Let's
which
Go
is the
Bang.
one I thought you wanted.
Yeah. Go with that one. I was
Okay.
thinking of "How Do I Deal." That was the other one. But yeah, we'll just play a few seconds of it. That one listener we have, we're about to probably lose.
Yeah, we're probably gonna lose him.
All right, fits you like a glove. I want
Hell no. So the whole beginning part of that song. Can you play the beginning one more time, Jay? I'm gonna say something. Play the start from the
Done.
beginning one more time,
All right.
just for a few seconds.
Okay.
Okay. So does this sound like Marvel 2 training menu type music,
Yeah,
or
it does.
Capcom Engage? Like, pick your character. I wanna. And just
Ice
like
beam.
that just popped into my head. Just Marvel vs. Capcom.
That
2.
actually makes me like the song that much more.
Right?
You-
It just
you
sounds like stage
breathe
selection
new
music.
life into it. But anyway, this actually segues back to the Beatles point. This is what John Lennon's music is going to be like if they clone him. So we need to stop this guy immediately.
I want it. I want it.
I want to go bang.
Hey, Paul.
Come on,
Cuckoo,
humans, let's go back.
ka-choo.
Oh my god.
Liverpool.
Yeah,
Hamburg.
that's all I got for that. Okay,
I don't know why you made me play that travesty.
I want it.
I'm a masochist.
I thought you wanted me to play that "How Do I Feel" at first.
How do I feel without you?
I thought it was how do I deal? But anyway,
How do I deal? Yeah, whatever.
since we're sitting here stuffing our mouths, this topic is very relevant.
Go ahead.
So, you know, they have all these food places that have this ridiculous food. You know, you've seen Man vs. Food, and he tries to eat the most ridiculous things he could possibly eat. Well, there's a restaurant in West Lancaster or Lancastershire, Liverpool, in England.
Lincolnshire?
Huh?
Lincolnshire?
Yeah, Lincolnshire. It's too many syllables. I can't speak that shit. I don't speak the Queens. Anyway, the burger place is called Almost Famous, and they have a triple burger, three patties of beef, bacon, crispy bacon, and melted cheese on a buttery bun. Well, anyway.
That sounds good.
It does. It looks fucking good. But, yeah. So a woman bit off more than she could chew when she tried to eat a giant triple-decker burger and dislocated her jaw.
Oh, shit.
I'm just going to let that marinate. She ate a burger so big, or attempted to eat. She obviously failed in that measure. So big, it dislocated her jaw.
So let me tell you something. Whenever I eat like a burger, you know, like some places who make it, they get like the big bread. And you just gotta like squeeze it down, right?
Yeah.
So when you like open my jaws as like much as I can, like, you feel like kind of like pop, like kind of like adjust, like kind of like a snake.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is that I wouldn't ever be able to close my mouth again. Now that just solidifies I should never eat a big ass hamburger.
That's usually a good
again.
sign that what you're eating is too big for your mouth.
Man.
If your primary thought is not, this tastes delicious, or this is going to give me a heart attack, but I don't think I'll be able to close my mouth ever again, that's pretty amazing.
Just nibble on it.
Well, this is the thing. It was like... Okay, so after this whole ordeal, she was trying to eat food with just like a knife and fork, which she probably should have used on the burger. And she was like unable to eat it. That's what she found out. That before we even get to that, I got to go back. This part's funny. So she initially tried to laugh off the pain, but then it became unbearable the next day, and she was taken to A&E. Did that say A&E? That's not even an ampersand.
Arts and entertainment.
Yeah, well, God, British people are crazy. Killcam, I want an explanation for this. Why are you taking her to a network and not a hospital? Anyway, so the x-ray showed that the jaw was dislocated and the doctor had to manipulate it back into place. She has been advised to cut her food up into smaller, cut her food in a bit smaller, stifle yawns, and avoid opening her jaws too far. I didn't think I had dislocated. You don't expect it to happen eating a burger. Well, apparently now you do. Let this be a lesson to the rest of the world. Be careful. Because now choking is not the only hazard you can have when you eat food.
Careful about the size of the thing that you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. That is, I tell that to my dates all the time.
Yeah, dude.
Don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't bite.
If your jaw pops trying to get around my dick, sorry.
So I was trying to skirt that, not dive right in, but I'm glad you're picking up what I'm putting down. So I should
ask, do we have standards right now? Not like moral standards, but...
Oh, like podcast standards?
Like cursing?
Not really. Pretty much like the way it was before. Before I was trying to make it more accessible to people, and now, as you can see, I'm bringing back all the odd topics.
Bringing sexy back, I like it.
Yeah. Just like JT.
Are we getting our groove back?
Yeah, we are. See, Stella's got a groove back again. But yeah, anything goes.
We're on a mission from God.
No, man.
I couldn't open my mouth fully. I felt like I had a cramp in my tongue, and then I started to get an earache and a headache.
Is this her testimony?
Yeah. Your Honor, my client would like to sue. What is it called? Almost Famous. These were her words. The next morning, I woke up and felt really, really ill. The whole side of my head was hurting, almost as if I tried to eat a triple-decker burger. One bite. My client is clearly injured. And the only thing that will cure her pain...
She was orally harassed
is
by a
the only thing that will
hamburger.
cure her pain is a lifetime supply of these burgers. Free of charge. Then I started to feel it in my jaw, and I knew I dislocated it. Go ahead.
Reminds me of that episode of Seinfeld when Kramer wins that lawsuit and he gets free coffee, and in like 2 days he ends up getting himself banned because he's going there too much. He's like, it says free coffee for life.
Yeah, I think he actually would have a case to sue, because if it's free for life, I mean, it would be one thing if he got kicked out due to like his actions, like his behavior.
So I had a
No, he's just successfully buying coffee.
Yeah, but even so, hey, free for life. Do these sound like the actions of a man who got all he could drink?
No.
The defense rest.
So I had a boss that worked at PetSmart.
Mm.
He got walked out of a Cannoli Joe's for the all-you-can-eat thing.
Wow.
Yeah, not like mean or anything, but like it was all you can eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that he ate too much, but that he had the intent to eat too much. That's how he phrased it. It's fucking hilarious.
Murder with intent.
So what happened is like he's a tall 50-something-year-old skinny like white dude, right?
Mm.
And he just eats for days, like one of those skinny guys that just has a black hole for his stomach, just metabolism for days. So he goes over there, he's just chowing down with like his wife and his daughter, and basically he asked the guy like, hey, can you, like, when you go up there, you can tell me, hey, do you have any more of this pizza? Like, oh, we can make it, right?
Mm.
So they make that pizza and they put it out there, and so he goes up there, he's like, oh, they made my pizza. Like I asked him to, so he grabs the whole pie and he takes it back to the table.
Yeah.
And then the manager came up to him and said, "Hey, you can't just go up there and take a whole pie." He's like, "Well, it's all you can eat." He's like, "Yeah, but you just took the whole pie." He's like, "Well, I told him to make this flavor of pie, and he put it out after I asked him, so I assume it's my pie." He's like, "No, you can't take a whole thing to yourself." And then they escorted him out because he was like, "Well, I'm gonna eat the whole thing." They just like didn't care. They just like
Did he get to eat it at all? Was he like? Were they like ushering him out? Maybe still taking bites. Like, I might be leaving, but I'm getting my fucking
I would assume
money's worth.
I would assume he got some of that to go.
Fuck that! I would have just taken the pizza. I was like, no, you're not taking this.
Yeah.
I was like, if that happened, I'd be like, well, then refund me my money because you're kicking me out for me doing what you're advertising.
I would have just like been like, don't make me tap the sign again. This is all you can eat. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, I can understand if he did that like multiple times, but like once, like really, like that's gonna ruin their entire buffet experience. Like, people were probably like, "Oh, this is horrible. I thought this was America where we could be gluttons to the fullest." But apparently we can't, because those guys are Italian and they don't know anything about our national
It
pastimes.
was like a mushroom pizza with that nice cheese sauce. They used instead of like whatever red sauce,
Oh yeah.
marinara sauce. Instead of marinara sauce, it's like cheese.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Dude, that was worth getting kicked out for.
Oh my
I
God,
haven't even
that shit
tasted
is
it,
good,
and I
dude.
know.
So I think Pizza Hut had that for a little bit. I mean, it was way too rich, but
It was just too
probably just high in sodium.
high in death. Oh, man. Okay, where's it now? Oh, Nicola, and that's her name, has... I'm not even trying to pronounce that. She has a syndrome which means her hyper-flexible joints are more prone to dislocation than other people's. You think being hyper-flexible would make them less, but apparently not. That's science for you. Thankfully, incidents such as this are rare. This is the clinical director of emergency department of the Royal Liverpool University Hospital.
Huh.
Do people die like while they're trying to like introduce this? It's like, this is my... Oh, never mind, he's dead. Where Nicola was... isn't he treaded? Kill cam. We're going to have to talk about your country. If food is too large, we recommend cutting it into more mandible chunks, particularly if you have this syndrome. A spokeswoman for Almost Famous, the Liverpool restaurant where the injury happened, said people often joked that the burgers were big enough to dislocate a jaw. But it's all fun and games until someone dislocates a jaw. Well, this is the first case they actually ever had. We all had a massive cringe at the thought of someone's jaw being popped back into place, but we're all glad that Nicola is okay. I just feel like they just like, ma'am, we're so sorry for your grievous injury. Let's make it up to you any way we can. She's thinking, like, pay for my medical bills? No. There's like, here's a free gift card for that same burger that you just ate. And it's like, and she's just like, I just imagine her with just like this look on her face, like that fuck you look. Just look at him. You don't even have to say the words. Just staring him down. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Yeah,
and then she's all pissed off. She's like, I didn't get to finish it, and I am pretty hungry, and this is my favorite restaurant. And then it's like, it's just like flash forward. She's in the hospital again. God damn it.
I'm hoping like when they give her the gift card, the manager's looking at her like, come back anytime. It's like a devious look.
And the lightning strikes in the background. He's laughing. You just see the silhouette of him.
Come back and see us.
Oh, man. But yeah, so be careful where you put your mouth. That is the main bullet point of that.
Dicks.
Speaking of, Christina Hendricks wants to be on Game of Thrones.
Yay.
Speaking of dick pics, really?
Well, I thought you just said dicks.
I said dicks.
Hey, I got a segue. So it was either Christina Hendricks or Tony Jaa. All right.
My dick has more of a relationship to Christina Hendricks.
Exactly.
Every time.
You tell Miss Hendricks you're sorry.
I'm
Tell
sorry,
her.
Miss Hendricks.
There you go.
Tell her each of her boobs that you were sorry.
I'm sorry, Jugs and Mrs. Fantastic.
Jugs and Mrs. Fantastic.
Oh man. So yeah, it's kind of like a short article. Got it off of BuzzFeed. But apparently she had an interview with a Hollywood reporter that she wants to wear pelts and horns and ride around on horseback. Not bareback, don't get any ideas. But apparently Mad Men's coming to an end. I still have yet to see an entire episode. But I do know her more fondly from Firefly. And so yeah, she was pretty much trying to weigh her options and trying to talk her way into Game of Thrones. And me personally, why the hell not? I mean, really, you're going to say no to Christina Hendricks?
Yeah.
Really? 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 That's my argument.
Really?
But it's like, oh yeah, this is the other part that's actually kind of relevant. So basically, and I guess it was Reddit, which I hate even giving them a shout out because Reddit sucks. But some people were thinking, okay, so if legitimately she wants to be on the show, like who would she play?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a character called Septa Lamore, which it's introduced in book 5, and I'm only on book 3, so I can't elaborate any farther. So go ahead and go on the wikis and find out for yourself, because I'm not spoiling it for me, not for you guys. I love you guys, listeners or listener. But I'm not spoiling Game of Thrones.
No one came back, so.
Huh?
I said nobody came back.
No, that's fine. Whatever. Hey, they're still the podcast listeners. They don't have to listen live.
I always listen to it at a later date.
Yeah, the podcast listeners that never make their presence known.
That doesn't mean they're not there.
They probably have more convenient times to listen.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're listening while they're working out or at work.
Maybe.
Maybe while they're eating a triple burger or listening to the Beatles.
And unhinging their jaws.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's a better time to hit a podcast. So, I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Like, I just think it'd be cool. Like, she's a good actress. She plays her character in Firefly was so terrible.
With a companion?
Yeah, no, she wouldn't. Well, she was. No, she marries Nathan Fillion, but then it's like he keeps like bumping into her. She like has all these husbands, and she's just
yeah, she's the companion chick.
Yeah,
she plays each person and marries them to get what they.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Yeah, oh my god! Like the last episode, I'm like on the second to last episode of the, the season of the series.
The one season, yeah.
Yeah. And like she goes back, and you think for once like she's finally like this guy is really her husband, and she's like she like just flips the script on him. She's like being a bitch.
Yeah.
So you know why I chose you because you're a sucker. And she ends up in a dumpster.
Yeah.
Because a companion chick took her down. So I don't know, but I think she would be good. She's a good enough actress, I believe, and she definitely would fit in well with the Game of Thrones cast. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts.
On that topic, yeah, I don't think she'll be bad. But while we're on the subject, what other actors do you think would actually make a good fit for Game of Thrones?
I don't know, because that's one of the best things about Game of Thrones is like most of the actors are unknowns. And the only ones that you can really, the only one I know that you can really notice is the chick that plays Osa. Mm-hmm. Or is it Aisha? I can't remember. The wildling chick.
Yeah.
She was in Harry Potter. But like other than her, like almost everybody else, and the guy who plays the Mountain was in one episode of Spartacus and got his face chopped off. Awesome scene, by the way, Spartacus Vengeance. Check it out. Shout-outs to Liam McIntyre, who should have been Batman. That's another... You know what? Liam McIntyre. Because he should have been Batman. Now that he can't be Batman, put him in Game of Thrones. That's all I got to say about that. Fuck you, Ben Affleck.
Nice.
Fuck anyone who supports him.
Fuck everyone who supports Ben Affleck?
Mm-hmm. I said it. I didn't stutter.
Oh, shit.
Except for Matt Damon, I understand. They got a bromance.
Matt Damon's going to be Robin. You know that.
I wanted that rumor to be true. The one where they're like, oh, Ben Affleck signed up for 20,000 Batman and Heisenberg is going to be Lex Luthor. I wanted all that to be true because Matt Damon as Aquaman would have been epic.
That would have been crazy.
It's like everyone sleeps on Aquaman. They don't realize he's the king of Atlantis and he will fuck shit up.
Man, dude.
And think about it, like, what are you going to do when a killer whale comes after you in the ocean? And people are afraid of Shark Week. Sharks are Aquaman's bitch.
What about Ocean Week?
yeah, right. What about Ocean 24/7, 360 days of the year?
Yeah.
I still don't like. I'm
5 days off.
I'm the guy that's like definitely against Aquaman. I don't care what powers he's got. He's just kind of lame.
He can dehydrate you with one touch.
How dare you, sir?
I don't care.
That's an ultimate power.
I don't care. He can't survive in space to go and visit other planets.
Neither can Batman.
Yeah, he just needs a fishbowl.
Batman
water.
can do anything. He's got a bat space shuttle.
He can make it. He can just. It could be a 2-seater space shuttle.
No,
Batman
there's
drives
only one
solo.
room. Yeah, there's 2 seats. One for Batman and one for Batman.
one for Batman's coffee cup.
Yeah.
Because I'm Batman.
I love this Batman.
Limited edition Warner Brothers issued Batman.
I would like to think when he finally gets technology together, builds his own rocket, and propels himself to space, as soon as he breaks out the atmosphere, he's just going to be like, because I'm Batman.
Yeah.
He's just like, I did it.
His technology is being Batman.
Yeah.
That's its technology in and of itself. It's even better than Stark.
But any of his like his mini celebrations, like, yeah, I did this. He just like hushes to himself, like, I'm Batman.
I can see it.
Yeah. He's got no one else. He got no other friends.
Alfred. He's got Alfred.
He's got Alfred.
He's got Friend.
He's the ultimate undying friend.
I want to see the story where
Literally
Batman
undying.
Batman goes like super crazy and like becomes like a maniacal villain, to where he becomes like akin to Chairface. I think that was his name, Chairface from The Tick.
Chippendale from The Tick.
From The Tick,
Oh
where he
God.
wants to put the bat signal on the moon.
That would be awesome.
Could you imagine how
Yeah.
awesome would that be? Like, his whole master plan is just to put the bat signal on the moon, and everyone's trying to stop him. You know? And all you get is just, like, the bat points, like, the ear points, and then they, like, you know, so it just ends like The Tick does, where it's just like
just like
CH
a
and
C.
half an A.
Yeah. Then they, like, the Galactus guy takes a bite. It was like, I can't remember the entire episode, I just remember the ending. It was like, fine, I will spare your planet, but at least let me get a bite of that delicious moon. He just goes a big chunk out of it.
Yeah,
he's going to team up with Toby from Naruto, and he's going to put the shotgun on the moon with some little bat ears.
Everyone thinks they're Batman.
Huh?
It's a perfect world where everyone thinks they're Batman.
that would be
That would be a perfect world.
This is what ends wars.
That
When
is
everybody
me,
thinks the
Utopia.
Batman.
But yeah, The Tick is such an underrated show. It's so great. It's like, Netflix, where are you on this?
I
I
know.
want The Tick on Netflix. And Batman, for that matter. Not Batman Brave and the Bold, the real Batman, the animated series.
Beat
One
Taps.
part in Brave and the Bold where I saw him just like drop kick some dude and it just been a boom, like a big sound effect, and that was hilarious.
That is
A
pretty
lot of
awesome.
people didn't seem to like Brave and the Bold. I thought it was good because it was like a
just him
throwback to the Adam West Batman.
Yeah, it was just him teaming up with other superheroes.
Yeah,
like
that's
every
all it was.
episode.
But people were like, "Oh, this sucks. It's bad," and it lasted like one season,
I thought it was
That was one of those
entertaining.
maybe 2 seasons.
I'm pretty sure he drop kicked Solomon Grundy, which is even cooler. I think he was teaming up with
But it looked like a lot of fun. That was the
Hot Girl
thing.
or something
But,
at the time.
yeah, and that's the thing with DCs, are they make like these great like titles, especially animated titles, but they don't pimp them hard enough. Like when they had the Green Lantern Corps on Cartoon Network and Young Justice, they canceled them, and they made Teen Titans Go, which is actually pretty far superior. I love Teen Titans Go, and I forget what the other show they had that came out, but.
What was that CGI new Batman cartoon that we talked about?
Beware of the Batman.
Beware of the
Or
Batman.
Beware of the
Oh, that might be the other one. I don't think that one did too well.
I don't like the animation.
Is it
for
out already? I thought they
Yeah.
were still previewing it.
Are they?
I don't know. It looks terrible
I thought it
regardless.
was out. I don't know.
Teen Titans Go is awesome. They had a. You know who Trigon is?
No.
Is Raven's demon dad.
Demon.
Well, anyways, he comes to visit in one episode. It's pretty freaking hilarious. And, you know, he's meeting Raven's, you know, the other Titans, whatever, and she's all flipping out, like, because she doesn't want him around. So he's going, like, saying what's up to Cyborg and stuff, and then he goes to Starfire and, like, compliments her on her beauty, like, these rare flowers are hardly do you any justice or whatever. And then it's like, Robin, what he said, your name precedes you. He's like, how's your back feeling? He was like, oh, pretty good. Why? He's like, for all those years having to carry Batman on your shoulders.
I don't like this
No, but
guy.
it's just, I don't know.
This
To me,
guy's a
it's
jerk.
funny. That's funny as hell. And then there was one where there was like a chase scene with Raven, Starfire, and Jinx. They're having a girls' night out, and the cops are chasing them and stuff. And like just randomly, it's Commissioner Gordon and Batman in a patrol car in an alleyway, just laughing for no reason. And then they speed by, and then they get all quiet, and then they just bust out laughing again. It's like you always see these like small little like for whatever reason only Batman references.
Really?
Yeah,
And what is
namely
this
probably because of Robin, but you don't ever get like Superman references or Green Arrow
Teen
references.
Titans Go?
Because no one would
Teen
get
Titans
them,
Go, yeah,
'cause no one
Is that
cares.
new?
yeah, relatively new. It's a few months old.
It's like all the same voice actors from the previous Teen Titans series.
Mm.
There's like more cartoony.
It's more cartoony, and it doesn't really have a continuity.
And all
Is it
a
on
little
Netflix?
loony.
Oh.
And in this
Not yet.
cartoony, we're invading your TV.
Wow.
No, No.
Bradley Cooper confirmed as the voice of Rocket Raccoon.
That's right.
Yeah, the rumors are true. I don't know, for a while I was thinking, like, I really didn't expect Bradley Cooper. To me, he seems like such an odd choice.
I've always enjoyed Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, have you seen the movie Limitless?
Not.
Okay, he's great in Limitless. He's a good actor. Like, I'm not. This is like Ben Affleck. Hey, this is just like, did not expect it, because like Rocket Raccoon is like over the top, really cocky, high energy. Bradley Cooper is more like the guy that's sitting at the bar, like not even like approaching the chicks. All the chicks are coming to him.
Yeah.
You know, like he just seems like really laid back, like the complete opposite of Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
But one of our listeners, Bluesif, his interpretation of Rocket Raccoon is that he's like that. Like he's more like slacker, more apathetic. And in that context, I can definitely see Bradley Cooper. I'm like, okay, if that's the way you interpret Rocket Raccoon, I can see that. But I just imagine Rocket Raccoon is just like, I don't know, almost to the point of being obnoxious. You know, or it's just like, shut up, you damn space raccoon.
Yeah, for sure.
What is that anyway? Space raccoon?
I don't know. Even then, I kind of see him with that really like, almost like a pikey or piker kind of accent. I don't know. I see him like a mix, kind of like maybe obnoxious, but more obnoxious to villains, just because of the way he talks. But he's got like, to me, I always imagine him like much like the Marvel version, where he's just got like that raspy bluntness,
rock and roll,
which makes him like hard to bear with, because maybe he's just so like brutally honest. But I don't see him as like outright agitating to the friends around him.
That's true.
I just see him being like really fucking cocky.
And
awesome.
On the article on punchingthewallsreality.com, but like pretty much it's like a random paddle, you know, obviously no context. It's him holding a giant gun, and he's like, "That's great, but you don't mind me aiming my unfeasibly large gun at you, do you?" But it's just like, just looking at that, it just seems like he's someone who just like yells everything that he says, you know, just like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
And just like him from Ultimate, you know, Ultimate Marvel.
Oh, yeah, he does yell.
It's just like, I just imagine him like that, so I don't know. But I mean, obviously there's different interpretations of the character. And Bradley Cooper, again, not a bad actor whatsoever. I mean, come on, he ate a button and got superpowers. Can't hate on that.
Was it a button or a pill?
It was a pill, but it looked like one of those little like clear buttons you'd have on like a nice button-up shirt. So that's why I called it a button.
The one with Robert De Niro?
Yeah, Robert De Niro at the end like thinks he got like the leg up on him. It's like, nah, I'm Bradley Cooper, bitch. My acting career's still going strong. And he dropped the mic, and then he made him watch Meet the Fockers, and Robert De Niro just like hung himself in the closet. It was pretty sad.
Oh my god!
Extended cut.
No, he made that.
That's horrible.
What was that movie he did?
I know, Meet the Fockers is horrible.
It is.
It was like him.
Why would he do that?
Jason Statham and Clive Owen did that in one movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The Professionals or The Killers or
all I remember is like Jason Statham's like in the chair, and
Yeah.
he beats the crap out of Clive Owen when he's still like strapped to the chair.
He like does a flip and breaks the chair.
And then like Clive Owen goes back, he's like, how did you get the drop on you? I don't know. We did some type of chair aerobics. I've never seen that shit before.
Chair aerobics.
I mean, I'm Clive
Chair
Owen.
aerobics.
Yeah.
Aerobics.
The battle of the guys with cool British accents.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty terrible movie overall, though.
What?
Despite he was in it, Clive Owen. It's like you would think
Yeah.
you got Jason Statham, Clive Owen, and Robert De Niro. You think you would get something pretty good.
It's like no bank robbery. That's what Clive Owen should have said. I was also in that movie.
Was he in that movie?
Middle age.
That's the only thing
he was a bank robber.
Oh,
Or the bank robber in quotation.
quote unquote, because they ain't no bank robbery.
robbery.
That's the only thing I remember about that movie. Like I was like when I was watching it, that's all I looked forward to, and then I kind of spaced out again. It's like, well, I'm satisfied. Got my $10 worth. Thanks, Denzel.
He does the same thing in that train movie, and then the other train movie that he did. Remember that Subway movie where he's like a subway kid with John Travolta?
Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Taking a
This
Pelham
still
1, 2,
ain't no
3.
bank robbery.
Yeah, and then like was it Unstoppable? That what he did with the kid that played Kirk in the Star Trek movie? It's an actual locomotive train, and it's not. It's like the train version of Speed. Like they're gonna collide, and this we can't slow it down.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They should have a Keanu Reeves.
It's his
cameo.
last day on the job because they fired him or something.
Always
like
his
that.
last
That's what
day of the
taking a
job.
pill to 1, 2. No, that wasn't it. That was just. Oh my god.
I bet he
actually
was a train operator in that movie, though.
And Pelham 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
No, he was just the. I guess the technical guys that are on the phone that that communicate with the drivers.
Close enough.
He
though.
used to be one of they call him like the lingo in there. Used to be one of the train conductor, the subway conductor dudes.
Yeah.
Then like some deal went, and then he sold out, and this company hired him. That's why I think they got ties to John Travolta. John Travolta is actually entertaining in that movie, but
John Travolta.
Well, it's based on a remake.
yeah.
John Travolta impresses me in movies sometimes.
He does. He's really good, especially for that movie where it's not a good movie, but both of them together, like they're doing really good and they're entertaining. And John Travolta always does that laugh. You're going places. I really love you, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, it just makes you smile. But other than that, yeah, that was a good movie. I didn't see the one with the trains. I mean, I assume they got it to stop.
It just crashes. Everyone dies. They just roll credits.
Things like he can do shitty movies. Denzel, Robert De Niro can do shitty movies, but I think Robert De Niro can't act anymore. But I still will forgive Denzel for whatever he does.
Well, I think this is the thing. I think De Niro just does more shitty movies. Like, he does, like, the bottom of the barrel shitty movies. Like, Denzel might do, like, it's a thriller. It had potential, but it didn't go very well, you know? It's just like, all right, this is okay.
Well, I think the thing with De Niro is that he's not being challenged, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's freaking Meet the Fockers.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I think for him, that was just like a fun movie. That's like you can tell those are paycheck movies. He doesn't need to make movies. He hasn't needed to make a movie for like maybe at the very least the last decade.
I think he said he's enjoyed making those movies. He said he'd be down.
No, he did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
he did say that.
I'm sure they paid for his houses and wives and cars.
I'm sure that takes no acting ability from him
his
either.
wedding.
Yeah. There was like a quote. I think it was Morgan Freeman, and he was talking about some really crappy movie he did, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't even remember making that movie, but I remember the house it bought." So I'm sure those movies are like that, and
I'm
he
sure
can just
De Niro
throw it
has
in.
like complete control of the room or something like that.
Yeah,
just like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm just gonna make
he's
this
just
movie
ad-libbing
myself.
the entire movie,
right?
But I mean, yeah, especially for an actor that is as good as him. I'm sure for him, it's just like, oh man, it's like a vacation.
Yeah,
you know,
it's true.
So I don't know. I can't hate on him too much, but still, it's like such a fall from grace. It's like, how do you go from Taxi Driver and
Raging
Bull and freaking,
Godfather?
Yeah.
How did it come to this?
Yeah, and
that what was that? What was that one he did with Al Pacino?
Heat?
Yeah, Heat. No, not Heat. That was a good one.
Oh, wait, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, the one where they're like detectives.
They're like buddy cops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
with like the happy Rolling Stones music.
Well, they did two. They did one like back in the day, and then they did one more. And they did one more recently, and they tried to make it seem. They tried to make it seem like this is the first time they've ever teamed up, except for that last time they teamed up.
Righteous Kill.
Righteous Kill.
Yeah.
There's a scene in there for like 3 seconds where it shows De Niro like fucking some chick. It's Fat De Niro. It's like a split second. It was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know. I think that's probably
old Italian
like
ass.
The De Niro face, like just like going back and forth. Just
I can just see it, like his mole just emanating. Your mole's glowing. You must just had sex.
It's like, I'm glowing too, baby. I'm sure those 3 seconds were still probably better than his entire performance in Meet the Fockers.
That movie was just like a jerk off to both of them. Like it
was literally for him.
I love Al Pacino, and I don't care for Robert De Niro very much. I know I know he was a great actor.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, Robert De Niro. I love all that shit. I don't really care for him too much anymore.
You know, a good fella.
Like Al Pacino, to me, like I feel like he can't do much wrong. I've enjoyed him in just about anything I've seen him in. But
I think it's his raspy voice that you're in love with. When he just starts talking, he's like, "Give me a pizza."
Yeah.
He does have the voice where you just like have to pay attention.
I'm just getting started.
Yeah. What was that from?
The Son of a Woman.
Yeah.
I'm just getting
started. Are you quite done, sir? No, ma'am. I'm just getting started. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Al Pacino. Well, speaking of great actors,
Serpico, I watched it from beginning to end.
All I can ever think of is Always Sunny.
I watched it just for that line.
So did Hibiki, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got it for her, and I was like, "What do you think of it?" It's like, it was okay.
Dude,
Always Sunny was better.
Oh, man, it's such a good movie, but, like, when you actually, like, it comes out of nowhere. It's like, not really, like, the building up to that, but it's not, like, the biggest scene, but, like, the whole movie is really grasping, actually, if you actually watch it. It's a little bit silly, but it definitely goes to that part. It's just like, oh, this is what it's going to be like now? Is everybody a crooked cop? It's just like, yes! But he doesn't, like, blow up, but he's just, like, it's basically, like, at that point in the movie, you really, like, he's just very frustrated with the law right now.
Because
like,
everything just seems, like, really fruitless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just, like, what he's saying, just, like, just can't help but think of Charlie. You're forgetting what this means, and whatever the hell that is.
He just leaves the evidence, he's like, throw it away.
For the mayor, M-A-R-E.
Like pointing to his heart. What did we lose this? And stop fighting for this. Points to the flag.
Yeah. I got evidence right here. The cop lady looks at it. It's like the Spin Doctors mix.
He's like, well, it's not a Spin Doctors. It was a Spin Doctors
I taped
mix.
over the Spin Doctors.
Like, sir, I don't want your Spin Doctors mix.
That's all I can think of.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of great actors in great film franchises, Tony Jaa joins Fast and Furious 7.
Hop, hop.
Han, you took my elephant!
Dude, I watched on a very related note, I watched Ong Bak 3 just last week.
It's bad.
God,
It's
damn.
bad, isn't it?
It's
Sigh.
okay.
Boneless style.
No, it's not.
The only time I want boneless style.
Where did the bones go? Did I eat the bones?
No, it's the bones. I ate the bones.
It's actually like it is, but it's not at all as entertaining as you think it would be.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be entertaining.
No, I
at all.
know. I saw it. It's terrible.
Because of the
Just
view
terrible.
count right now, I was under the influence with a good friend of mine, and we were thinking of a movie to watch, right? And we saw Ong Bak 3. This is ingredients, by the way.
RP.
God damn it.
Oh, wait.
But, anyways. We're going through Netflix, right? And we're looking for something just like, something stupid to watch. So we're looking through all these stupid animes and shit like that we saw Ong Bak 3. I was just like, oh man, that's probably a bad movie. He's like, Ong Bak is like, and then he said he's like the first one,
Yeah.
and the Protector, and
So the two good movies
yeah,
that he
the
has?
first one Protector, because he thought the Protector was Ong Bak 2.
It practically is.
Because it's the only other one in the modern era.
Well, not only just
Yeah.
that, Ong Bak, they took his Buddha head.
Yeah.
Protector, they took his elephant.
Yeah.
It could easily be the same exact
As far
universe.
as I'm concerned, that's it. That's Ong Bak 1 and 2.
That's pretty. Yeah, it
Yeah.
pretty much is.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
So, anyways, I was like, he hadn't seen Ong Bak 2. I was like, yeah, it's like Ong Bak 3. I was like, I'm pretty sure my brother told me that it was like boneless fighting or something like that. And he's just like, what? That sounds stupid.
It is
I was like,
stupid.
yeah, let's watch it. Like, this is good. Because we have like 10 minutes of each, like saying like what it's about.
Oh, yeah,
and then like just skipping through and just going to the next one. So we get to that one and we start watching it. We get to the beginning and he's like in chains, like, there's no way he's gonna get out, right? And like there's like 50 dudes around him, and he basically just starts like he breaks out. And then he just like wraps the chains that he's in. He wraps them out, so it's like he did with the ropes in Ong Bak 1,
Yeah.
So, but like he's just murdering people. Well, he's not even taking on one dude, so he beats everybody up, right?
Yeah.
And then like it shows him fighting, and it's not even like Tony Jaa entertaining. It's
Yeah.
just like he's just hitting guys, and yeah, it hurts because he's got chains, but he's not doing any like cool fancy shit,
Yeah.
He's just hitting people, and like he does that. And you're just watching this boring ass fight scene, and then like the fucking daylight in the back goes to nighttime. He's still fighting because that's how it's supposed to be, like very, very over the top, kind of like Oscar's Rat type shit.
Yeah.
So like he's just beating all these people this whole time. I don't think he's even beaten up like killed one guy because like the same guys around him the entire time, just him fighting endless amounts of people, but they're all the same people. Anyways, that was boring, right?
Yeah.
Just chained up again. They sentence all his bones to be broken, so they start like. Hitting him all these murderous ways and like these nasty
terrible looking weapons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with terrible looking weapons. This is the most entertaining part of the movie because we're just seeing him get fucked. Like, yeah, like we're literally like staring at the screen. Yes,
We're watching dreams die and enjoying it.
Well, the thing
You
is,
made me watch this movie, now you suffer.
the reason we enjoyed it is because the whole first beginning of the part movie was bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
It was just not fun. They were hitting him and. The basic reason why we're happy is because we were one step closer to getting to the boneless part. Because we didn't even know if it was going to go boneless, right? Like, well, he's beating people up. I was like, okay, we captured him. Okay, how is he going to go boneless? Then the guy says, sentence him to crush all the bones in his body. They're like, oh, yeah, we're getting close to see what the hell this is all about. After that, he just dies. And you're just like, okay. Like, next about 30 to 40 minutes of the movie. Not a joke. He's not in.
Wow.
So they just do build up, like to bring his character back to life. They bring him back to life by covering him up and doing one of those underground barbecue things when you put like the ham or the pig.
I love underground barbecue.
You know the underground, whatever.
Smoking it.
Yeah, smoking it like that.
It's
It's
like all
basically
flavorful.
wrapped him in a whole fucking bacon-like
Bacon.
sheet and like just put him on top, and because like he's been fucked up so much, he's like he doesn't have like skin and shit.
Yeah.
So he's got bones still, I think. But They just wrap him in that until he heals. So he fully heals. He comes up, and he's a very rage-like person, like in the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
Like his character itself has been. Have you ever seen Ong Bak 2? It continues exactly from there.
Okay.
Yeah, because it ends on a cliffhanger.
Well,
then it continues
Okay.
into them like beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, exactly. So that continues where that left off. The whole Ong Bak 3, I still couldn't tell you what the plot of the movie was. And we were paying attention intently because we were trying to get to the boneless scenes. Then we started skipping, and then we went to like a 20-minute thing, and they're just talking. There's this whole scenes of dialogue where they literally say nothing.
Yeah.
They expect you to get it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't know what you're doing. Like, even if you watch the previous one, I still don't think this movie would make sense.
Yeah.
But they keep going. He finally gets up, but when they recover him, he's a new man. He's not the great rage, revenge bent, like, warrior, right? But he starts practicing like all like the whole training montage from Ong Bak 1 when he's training with his like when he's doing like the little exercises.
Yeah.
You know, like that. He starts doing that shit like from Ong Bak 1, just like Tiger goes to Fang Long or something like that. Like he starts doing that. He starts being
Crane whoops on river.
Yeah, he doesn't. He literally like has like one word. He only says like one thing in this entire movie,
Yeah,
which is fine.
Wow.
Which would have worked. yeah, exactly. But we go like that, right? So they bring him back.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. So they bring him back, right? So after this whole time, there's been no more action since the beginning, and that was like the first 5 minutes.
It was really boring.
Yeah, no action, right? So, and then you keep going, and there's just like nothing. Finally, you know when you go to Netflix, you go to the time, it shows like a panel of what's happening at that certain time in the timeline. So we just like find an action scene. We go to that, and it's like, okay, this guy's getting beat up. Let's go a minute before that happens so we know what happened. Didn't know what the fuck happened, just went in the middle of the fight scene after that. I was like, fuck it. Just go there, and then the fight scene lasted like 2 minutes. It was like that crow chick. It's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the lame one.
Yeah, and apparently I think it's a boy. I don't know.
It's like a crow god of death or something.
Yeah. Literally, it's just a better martial artist than most people. But she has
It's
like...
supposed to be like his dark side or some shit.
Yeah, it's some stupid shit like that.
Because they're fighting at like some little like ancient ruins, right?
Yeah.
That's the dark.
But then you go see
meat.
that, and then it's like a terrible fight scene, and like the crow thing gets stabbed or something. And then it ends, and you're just like, there's
wow.
no action. When there was action, it was boring.
Because the whole thing with both movies is that in the second movie, that guild of assassins that trains him and stuff, in the third movie ends up being the people that ruined his village and everything.
Nah.
So he ends up working for the people that he's been trying to kill all his life. And then they end up killing him, even though they made him into like the greatest like weapon ever.
Yeah.
Our bad.
Yeah. So he starts like systematically killing them.
It's like
But
Kenshin.
it's not even like that great. Yeah, it's not like as good as Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Like it could have been like something awesome,
Samurai
even on a
X,
Kill Bill level. But it's just like
Yeah.
it fails
Not
terribly.
even. It's so boring. Like I literally am trying to think. I don't know what that shit was about. Like I don't think one plot point was made. I don't think an attempt was made.
Yeah.
I have no idea. That's not even the way I watched that. I watched it for the action. I watched it for Tony Jaa action.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like I had never sat down to watch it. I've kind of like skipped through and I looked at some of the action. Couldn't hold my attention for like a few seconds. I was like skip out.
Well, the way, yeah.
But it's just like yeah, like you're saying, you're watching the Tony Jaa movie. You're watching Ong Bak.
Yeah.
So just those two things alone, you know it's supposed to have good action, and it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, for me, whenever I see a Tony Jaa movie, I was like, okay, this is our era's Jackie Chan or Jet Li, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's the only guy we got so far. It's just like when I see him in a movie, I want it to be bad fucking ass.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And then like you just have like this shit holes like Ong Bak 2 and 3. So he's got two good movies. And that same stupid guy that's in all the movies is in it. And that blonde-haired dude.
Oh yeah. Like he's pretty much like the poor man's Sammo Hung.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
But you know, hearing this and hearing how bad the overall movies are, like it makes sense because remember the whole thing is like while he was filming Ong Bak 2, he like fell off the face of the earth and he like just disappeared into a jungle to go meditate because the film was so stressful. I don't know if it was filming it was stressful or now that maybe he watched it, he's like, what have I done to my career? But apparently for both of those movies, the guy that directed The Protector and Ong Bak, like they had like a falling out. So that's why his whole career like, went to like a downward spiral. The good news, going back to him being in Fast and Furious, two good things. One, he's reunited with that director, and they actually made a Protector 2 this year.
Ooh.
So I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but I don't know if you ever saw the movie Chocolate.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much, but it was kind of like the same type of vein. I think it was the same
Yeah.
director as well, but they were both
it
in that
was.
movie.
It was.
And so they're reunited. They got a new protector. You know, he's going to be in Fast and Furious, so he's getting a reintroduction into the American audience. And I hope it kind of launches his career in the same way like Lethal Weapon 4 did with Jet Li, or even the Rush Hour movies with Jackie Chan,
yeah.
where it's like obviously the Fast and Furious movies are silly. They're silly action movies. But it's like if American directors see, oh man, this Tony Jaa guy, we got to get behind him.
So I'm going to compare it to you. I'm going to say this is Tony Jaa's Rumble in the Bronx for Jackie Chan.
That's what I was actually going to say. I don't think
yeah.
it was Rush Hour that catapulted Jackie Chan's career, but
I think it was Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah. I guess I just made the Rush Hour comparison since that was an American film.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it would be like when The Protector came out and, like, Quentin Tarantino was backing it.
Yeah.
Like, had that taken off, which I have no idea how it didn't because that movie was badass.
Because after we saw Rumble in the Bronx, I mean, it was over.
Oh,
we
We
fell
saw
in love
that at
with
the
Jackie
Dollar
Chan.
Cinema.
Yeah.
At
Worth
what was
every
it, Southwood
penny.
Theater,
Yeah,
I think,
something like
before
that.
it became, what is it, Straight Music.
Oh, yeah.
There used to be a dollar theater.
Yeah, but
Great.
hopefully this is what we need. This is what Tony Jaa needs.
Yeah.
I really want his career to succeed.
I know, that's
Because I know
me
he
too.
has so much potential. Like, if someone backs him, like a great fucking director, just like high budget shit, he can wow some people with his stunts.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because he's just like, he fucking did Ong Bak. That's like real hits and shit.
Yeah.
Like, he can make some entertaining.
He killed
shit.
all his
You
stars
know,
in that
I honestly
movie.
wouldn't
he'd
doubt
be
if
willing to do stunts and shit.
Because you said they came out Protector. They just finished Protector
Yeah.
2. I wouldn't doubt if it was going to be a fantastic fest later this month.
That would be awesome.
Tony
I would love
Jaa
that.
is a stunt man, so he does his own stunts.
Yeah.
So you're never gonna see a cutout of him. You know, you're gonna see him doing all the coolest shit.
He's also going to team up, I want to say with Stallone. He's supposed to be in like 2 Stallone movies or something.
Well, I hope one of them's Expendables.
I hope one of them's, all I wanted was something to eat.
Did you know the original
It's
Mortal
all like
Kombat
Tyler
movie?
Rambo. Huh?
You know the original Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was the stunt guy.
He was a stunt guy for
what's his name?
What's the main guy?
The guy that
Liu Kang.
Yeah, Liu Kang,
Well,
bicycle kick guy.
Yeah, he's the stunt man for him. Like, you can see Tony Jaa's face in that scene where he does like a backflip off the wall and then like the whole like bicycle kick thing. I think he does a lot of that.
You know, the funny thing is, like, what director had Tony Jaa and like, yeah, he's gonna be the stunt guy. You're going places, guy whose name nobody remembers. You're gonna be
Probably
a
couldn't
star.
speak English. She was like, elephant. No, over there.
Elephant drinks moonshine.
Dude, even without speaking English, they could have just made him like silent.
Down
Like,
the hatch.
they could have just dubbed over his voice.
Yeah.
Does that they should have the guy?
Turtle marinating pizza crust.
The same guy that did
Cowabunga.
Game of Death. Into whatever Tony Jaa movie is.
He's just the cardboard cutout for him.
With the towel.
Scorpion makes out with lion style.
Try my nuts to your fist style.
Oh man.
Face to foot style. Undefeated. I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
That's my favorite. Like,
Whatever happened to Kung Pao 2, speaking of?
Yeah.
Not the Protector 2. I want Kung Pao 2.
probably because fucking Steve Odekirk did everything himself for that movie, so... He said he's still doing... He said he had like...
I remember
over-
us talking about that like 2 years ago, and still there's no word of that movie.
Yeah, it's sad. It's probably
Sucks. I know, but nobody gives a damn anymore.
I don't. But I never saw the first one either.
You didn't?
What?
Nope.
Oh, dude, it's
I
so
hated
good.
the previews. They look so stupid. And I heard what's in the previews are not the funniest parts, but that didn't
No,
kill it
not
for me.
even.
Like,
I would...
No, it's like the dubs over like
I w-
old Cantonese.
yeah, I know, but like
Kung
all I
Fu
had seen
movies.
was like,
I would say the cow part that you probably
yeah,
saw.
that's what it was.
That's
It
probably
was,
one of the most unfunniest parts.
Yeah.
Of it. I'll tell you that. There are some stupid parts. Well, the whole movie is pretty dumb, but like, there's some really classic shit in there. Like, it's just really funny.
That's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. Enchilito, nacho, burrito.
but I don't know. But I definitely am a fan of the old kung fu movies and bad dubbing, so I can.
Yeah, because he took the clips. I forget what it was called. The movie he took it from was called like The Dragon versus Crane Fist, and that's what the movie
Classic.
basically is. He just dubs himself into that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just great.
Should make a movie like that. Dragon versus
My
Crane
nipples
Fist
look
2.
like milk duds.
Yeah, my nipples look like milk duds.
Oh man, that brings me back a couple podcasts. Well, this is going to be a short one because there's not much text, but this comes courtesy of mytakeradio.com. And we mentioned Firefly before with the lovely Christina Hendricks, and it's coming back in comic book form,
Oh, really?
courtesy of Dark Horse.
Okay.
Yeah. There isn't really much information here. I don't know who's going to draw it or write it.
Should I be excited?
I don't know, because it's kind of the same thing where it's like with the Star Wars universe, like some of the best work in that universe has been done by people that are George Lucas.
Yeah.
You know, like all the comics and the video games. On the other hand, Firefly itself was already good with Joshua Whedon at the helm, and I doubt he's going to be writing this since he's already writing Avengers 2 and The Shield and whatever side project he decides to do.
The Shield. We're bringing
The
Chiklis
Shield.
back.
Yeah, dude, I would love it if Michael Chiklis is an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's like, I got transferred from ICE. I'm showing you guys how to take down capes. And then all of a sudden he's like, hold on, I got to get into my suit, and he comes back out as a thing. He's holding a D-Eagle.
How's about sloppy seconds?
Let's rock.
Yeah. It's clobbering time.
Hey, Stretch. That's the only line I know.
This is Aunt
I only ever
Pacino's
read a
favorite
Fantastic
gun,
Four.
the most dangerous gun in the world, the most powerful handgun in the planet.
Mine says Fantastic Four down this side.
Yours says Desert Eagle .50.
I made out of rock and I'm sad. But anyways, I don't know. It has potential. Dark Horse, typically when they license properties, they're usually really good. So I would say be relatively excited. You know, I wouldn't jump up and click your heels excited, but excited enough where it's like, you might want to pick up a couple issues and see,
Get the first one at least.
Yeah, at least the first one to see, like, if it can capture the spirit. Because that's the other thing. It's like, Nathan Fillion makes that show.
Yeah,
so
he's such a charismatic person that, and it's really hard to emulate what he does. You know?
To do that in print form is going to take, like, a really good writer.
Yeah, he was, like, charismatic. He was stern. He was also
naked in one episode.
That's true.
Yeah.
For the ladies.
Castle as well.
Oh, yeah. I think he just likes to be naked. It's like, how people have no nude clauses. He's like, I don't care what you do, but sometime in this season, I'm showing my butt cheeks.
Yeah.
I've been doing. It's like I haven't been doing squats every day for the past year to not show off these cheeks.
According to his Twitter, he says he loves it when fans just walk up to him and say, "Captain," and walk away.
Nice.
He's just like, "This is the best part of my day."
So it's like one teardrop in his eye.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Now get my ship prepped and ready.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm pretty excited. And only 2 episodes away from finishing Firefly, and I'm going to need something to fill that void, so thank you, Dark Horse. So, I got one last topic before we wrap up, as we're now hitting the hour mark.
That's more or less accurate.
So, we've obviously talked about hamburgers, dislocating jaws. We've talked about... I forgot what I was going to say now. We talked about people wanting to clone Beatles from teeth. Not Bobby Beatles, but John Lennon's. This is also food related and also ridiculous. And this is something for me and Agamemnon that kind of hits close to home. Not really home, more work. But there was a prison riot over grilled cheese sandwiches as 50 inmates clashed with mops, chairs, and a New York jail.
That sounds... Okay, that is silly. But just the things that
grilled cheese goes hard.
The things that you tell me that these guys complain about, it doesn't surprise me that they riot over grilled cheese.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It sounds like grilled cheese is one of the better things to write about instead of paper clips or envelopes. I think it's envelopes.
Envelopes and soups.
Envelopes and soups.
I can see people rioting at the Travis County Jail over grilled cheese because they don't have delicacies like grilled cheese over there.
They have toasters.
Well, first of all, the cheese doesn't melt that they serve.
It's not even cheese. It doesn't have any dairy in it. So people complain, I can't eat this cheese. Like, it's not dairy. What is it? It's like nobody knows. I can't tell you what it is. I don't know what it is. I know for a fact that there's no milk because if it had milk, it would fucking melt. You understand?
I was waiting for the answer to that.
You get it now?
Nobody knows.
It's plastic. Dude's like, you know what else doesn't melt in the microwave? He was like, what? It's like Tupperware.
Oh man.
The same scientist that's trying to clone John Lennon is trying to figure out what the hell is in that cheese. Once he gets all the chromosomes, he's like, all right, now I can clone people too.
Yeah.
Blood is just like milk, right?
Exactly. Does a body good.
Yeah.
Just ask Frank Castle. Anyway, a prison riot in New York involving as many as 50 inmates was caused by an argument over a grilled cheese sandwich.
Wow.
Members of the Dominican gang were said to be upset at their rivals refused to let them cook a snack on a kitchen hot plate. Man, they just got to let those Dominicans cook their hot plate, man. And footage of the bloody brawl on Rikers Island, inmates can be seen throwing chairs and dueling with mop sticks. I
want to see the dueling. Like, if it's really dueling,
I know.
We've not seen dueling with mop sticks.
I just imagine it like they're fencing, like straight up,
Yeah.
like arm on the hip, and just like going at it.
Yeah.
Like,
And, like, one guy just grabbed a mop stick and then like broke it in half and tossed it to the other dude, and then bust out like Inigo Montoya rhetoric and stuff, and then they're just like, fighting each other
like
with the
Three
broken
Musketeers level, just
like going back and forth, and then 3 steps back, 3 steps forward.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like the leader of the gang is like an ex-fencing champion.
I know,
like,
right?
I got the bronze medal in fencing in the 2008 Olympics. You ain't got shit on me.
Yeah.
He's like fighting like all 50 of them by himself.
Oh my god! It was like Jet Li in that police scene in Kiss the Dragon.
Yeah, Kiss the Dragon. Oh man, yeah, exactly like that. Oh man,
That's insane.
It says this is I love this part. The confrontation was so violent that stunned officers wearing riot gear could only stand and watch. I guarantee you, if I saw this shit, I would stand and watch. They were not stunned. They were fucking entertained.
They
It's
were
like,
having coffee and crumpets.
they were like, dude, these guys are fencing with mop sticks. I have not seen this. They're busting out their cell phones, like
Look
filming
at that
this.
form. Look, see how he keeps his back straight, never wavering.
Check out those neurokinetics. They're way above average. He's gonna pop.
Gonna pop.
Boiling water was reportedly thrown, and 11 inmates were injured in the fight. Some with serious stab wounds by mop sticks, according to the New York Daily News. The confrontation only ended... Oh, I love this part, too. The confrontation only ended when both sides agreed to stop on their own after 45 minutes. So the guards didn't even break it up. They just watched that entire shit happen, and then there's like, yeah, okay, they're done. And they just went back to work. One officer was injured, and the prison is now being accused of being dangerously short-staffed. I imagine that the officer
Accused? Wow.
I imagine the one officer that was injured was probably the one trying to make off with the grilled cheese. He's like, well, they're all distracted.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to, like, take off, like, stop that man!
Yeah.
And they're all just, like, running at him ninja
Trying to
style
make
with
out like the
broomsticks.
trying to make out like the Tricks Bandit,
Yeah.
the Tricks Rabbit.
The fucking hamburglar.
I was just about to say that.
It's the Krusty Burglar. He's stealing all the burgers. Yeah. Corrections Officer Benevolent Association President Norman Seabrook said, "We don't have the staff to break it up." Just to go back, okay, so Rikers Island, like, I don't know, like, any other prison other than, like, in Maricopa County that's, like, really known, or any other jail. Rikers Island is, like, the most well-known, like, jail, like, period.
Yeah.
How the hell do these guys not have the staff to break up, like, 50 people? Like, like, I thought the standard procedure was just, like, tear gas them.
Yeah.
It's
I
just,
don't know.
because, I mean, it's not like prison riots don't ever happen. It's like, that's kind of like what people assume happen on, like, a daily basis.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. It's like, officers can't go in there with just 3 officers against 60 inmates.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they need to hire, like, Brock Lesnar, let him be a guard. He just starts just F5ing everybody
Yeah.
through tables, eats the
Just
grilled cheese
throwing
at the
bombs over it. Boom, boom,
end.
boom,
Just
boom.
then Anderson Silva, he just starts dodging me. Come on, everybody! I fought in your mouth. Oh, man. A prison spokesperson said, "There is every indication that this situation could have been handled differently, and this is an incident that went on for far too long." Yeah, they could have just let him use that hot plate, and then he wouldn't get shanked.
Where's the less than lethal?
Yeah, that's what I'm
exchange,
saying. They had nothing.
Like, even if you're short staffed, that's what less than lethal's for. Like pepper balls. Where's the paintball pepper ball guns?
Yeah.
Where's the tasers or the taser shotguns?
I still think that it wasn't a matter of staffing. I think they were just thoroughly entertained.
Yeah.
They were just like, this is what I signed up for. Like, I'm gonna put this on America's Funniest. I'm gonna retire off that check, and it's gonna be beautiful. So that's what I think happened. I don't know. I wasn't there. I ate grilled cheese the other day, and I didn't have to get shanked for it. So I'm grateful for that. So I don't know, but grilled cheese. Oh yeah, to get to that, when you're saying you weren't surprised that they were right over that. Oh yeah, like I can easily see that scenario. It's like they take their food very seriously, and especially when it's something as important as delicious, nicely buttered on both sides grilled cheese sandwich. You got to shank a bitch for that. So
I agree.
Does anyone's got anything else?
About
I have a gripe to pick with Hollywood.com.
Oh, you hear that, Corey Coleman?
Just one thing.
Uh-huh.
What, does he not like Hollywood.com?
No, Spill's owned by Hollywood.com.
Oh, well, we're not, so.
Yeah, I know. We're not. We ain't owned by nobody.
All right, so they made
we got
this
no
less
money.
of, like, celebrities who died too young.
Uh-huh.
And it's painfully obvious that the only reason they made this was so that they get Corey Monteith on it. He was the kid on Glee
that died.
who died
Too
from overdosing. He's literally the only actor on here who didn't achieve some kind of award.
Yeah.
He's like, he died, and then the other 8, Heath Ledger, James Dean.
He makes good.
It gets
sausage.
better. It's like, who the fuck is Corey Monteith compared to all of these people?
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh my
Wow.
god, yeah.
River Phoenix.
Oh God, really?
John Belushi.
Jesus.
Aaliyah.
Oh.
Jane Mansfield. Yeah.
Got them hips.
Yeah,
Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
oh my-
Bruce Lee.
Wow.
Who the fuck is Corey Monteith compared to any of these people?
It's like they're all like icons with this like legacy. If they don't, it's like they put that guy on there, but they don't put Brandon Lee.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, they have like a guy from Glee with on the same list as Bruce Lee, who dedicate his mind and body to perfection.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's no
And
comparison.
He killed Chuck Norris.
Yeah, and all these lovely ladies and the
Jane
talented
Mansfield
actors.
and Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe fucking slept with Kennedy.
Yeah.
She slept with the president.
Yeah. They were like
High
were
class.
rivals. They were rivals in
And she
modeling.
made the movie When Some Like It Hot.
And her
Something like
daughter
that.
is Mariska Hargitay
Yep.
from Law and Order Special Victims.
And James
Yeah.
Dean makes the best sausage.
Yes,
I,
she
did.
does.
I
He
can
would be
argue
on the
James
grave.
Dean. He made
It's actually
Rebel
Jimmy
Without
Dean.
a Cause. I don't really give a shit about James
John
Dean.
Belushi, come on. Like,
But even
if
so,
you're
he's
talking
still
about
like an
anybody,
icon,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
He's
if you're
still
talking
an
about
icon.
anybody who died before their time, like way before their time, it was John Belushi. Like, there was at least like 5 or 6 more good movies out of him before he was allowed to die. You
River
know?
Phoenix.
Dude, even a
River Phoenix, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's Joaquin Phoenix's older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, Prometheus.
for
but-
some reason I was thinking younger because he looks really young.
Oh my god, yeah, he had already achieved so much at a young age before he was even, before he even hit 20.
Let's
Or-
not forget Aaliyah. She had a promising career. She had just like
Aaliyah,
barely
she was an
started
incredible
acting.
singer.
I mean, yeah, I respect her more for her singing career that what was that, Queen of the Damned. But even so, shit was so tragic. Like,
Yeah, she was just starting to cross over.
yeah,
you know.
just the whole like circumstances behind her death is like, oh, too much luggage in the fucking plane. We're all dead now.
Yeah.
No Lisa Left Eye Lopez. You know, like
Oh my God.
Well, it's like actors.
TLC.
okay, well, I just said celebrities. That's the name.
Oh, okay.
Well, she acted in
Whatever.
that Waterfalls video.
Terribly, I might add.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like. I don't even want to say.
even-
No, I don't want to read this. I'm done. I'm done with the Superman Batman
Alright.
debate. James Spader has been picked to play Ultron in the Age of Ultron movie.
That I will chime in on. I don't know who this guy is.
Oh, okay. Is that it?
The only thing I know him from is Stargate, and that was like a '94. But everyone I've heard is like they're really excited about him being a pick. Like he was kind of like unexpected, but apparently his whole personality and all these stuff is like to be like really snooty, like I'm above all of you.
Yeah.
And apparently
Yeah.
that's the way Ultron is, where he's like the perfect being, and he's just like pitiful humans and metahumans.
Yeah, he's pretty much perfect for it.
So I'm excited. It sounds like good casting. And obviously Marvel, unlike Warner Brothers, knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
So a couple of trailers that have come out in the past week. One is Prisoners with Hugh Jackman,
Gene.
Jake Gyllenhaal, and Terrence
Howard.
Howard.
Mhm.
Well, it's a really good movie. It's kind of a sad movie because it's Terrence Howard and his family and Hugh Jackman and their family. They're like family friends, kind of like if it was like your family and my family. Like
Yeah.
once you had a wife and kids, and they're both of their youngest daughters are best friends, and they get kidnapped right from the front yard.
Yeah.
And Jake Gyllenhaal plays a police officer, the detective that's taken the case. So I guess supposedly they find the dude whose name is Alex Jones, which all the Jones tards have already come out like, oh, is this what the Illuminati's stooping to? Like, I don't know that that's what it is.
That's hilarious.
But to each their own.
Or that you're going to say it became like a buddy cop comedy. It's like, your daughter. It's like, give us back our
No, it's like a
daughters.
really creepy movie. So at the end, like, I don't know if you ever seen Lady Vengeance
I've heard
from
of it,
the
but
same
I haven't seen it.
director that does Hellboy.
Yeah.
It's eerily similar to where, well, I don't really want to ruin the
Is
movie.
it the same as Hellboy? That was part of the that was part of another film trilogy.
It is
Okay.
the same guy that made Hellboy, Old Boy.
Okay, Old Boy. Yeah, you said Hellboy.
Said Hellboy.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh no, I meant
I was like, Gilmore Del Toro?
no, Old Boy. I forget.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Great.
Like,
Did I really say Hellboy?
You said
Senior?
Hellboy. I was
Oh,
literally
weird.
thinking Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
after
yeah,
you
I was
said
like-
that.
I was like, well-
did he make a Lady Vengeance?
I was like, I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I was like, all right, I get the listeners might not know.
I don't know. It looks really good though, so definitely check that out. The other one I was talking about, 47 Ronin trailer just came out recently. before I had saw the... Well, I remember seeing the trailer when we went to see the Wolverine, and I thought it looked pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was watching it again on YouTube, and just the CGI dragon looks so fucking awful, especially when you compare it to, like, the way Smaug looks in The Hobbit. I'm like, okay, he looks badass, and all we've seen is, like, barely a head.
Yeah.
And, like, as far as CGI has come throughout all these years... Why can we still not make a giant lizard that looks as good as the fucking T-Rex from Jurassic Park?
Because he's a motherfucking T-Rex!
I don't know. So I'm getting like less and less excited about the movie, although it does have
Keanu Reeves?
No, not Keanu Reeves. It has the Japanese dude.
Oh, The Last Samurai.
The last,
the third to last.
He was in
the third to last Samurai.
He was in the Wolverine too. I know
Which
his
also
name,
had
but it's
bad
not coming
CGI.
to me.
He was also the guy in Lost.
Yeah,
the head
yeah.
of the temple.
Yeah, the Japanese dude. I just want to say one thing about 47 Ronin. Even seeing it in theaters, I'm so tired of the overuse of CGI. This is CGI bukkake. It's like I do not want to see that shit. Like, give me animatronics. Give me, I don't know, be clever about it. It's like, oh, let's just throw CGI monsters throughout this entire thing.
Oh, Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah, that was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. I always forget his name, but I know it. Yeah, him.
But yeah, so 47 Ronin can go fuck itself. I'm tired of movies like that.
Another one coming out is Pompeii.
Oh, that's the Roman dude, right?
No, Pompeii is a city that was destroyed by the volcano.
I was so close. Oh, it is Pompey. Oh, because I was thinking of Spartacus. I got excited
Pompey.
for a second.
Pampy.
I apologize.
Yeah, it stars Kit Harington, the guy that plays Jon Snow.
Oh.
And that guy,
close.
in this movie, this dude has a six-pack that could tear your asshole to shreds.
Nothing Jon Snow. Yeah, like someone posted just a still, and that's all people were talking about was like, oh my god, Jon Snow is so hot. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't have no idea what the movie's about other than he's ripped.
Yeah.
That's all.
No,
that's
okay.
all I know.
So it's about the destruction of the city. I'm having a hard time getting excited for the movie because although I enjoy the content.
And his abs.
Of course. I'm not even going to lie. Not going to dance around that one. No, but he's a slave, right? He's like a slave warrior, I guess. And then he gets traded. He falls in love with this girl whose father is a slave owner.
Egret?
So obviously, Egret. Yeah, so obviously, that can't work because he's a slave and she's like
a wildling.
She's nobility. No, not a wildling. She's nobility. So that's not going to work out. It turns out his buddy is also on the verge of death, and his buddy's a gladiator who's being put in a match that pretty much guarantees his death for the sake of the crowd. So he returns back to Pompeii to try to save both, to get the girl of his dreams and to save his best friend. And at the same time, the volcano starts erupting. So it's like, obviously, this is going to go nowhere because everyone's going to die. And even if they don't, it's just going to seem like a big, huge cop-out. So it's like, really, what's the point? It'd be like one thing if you just did it like Titanic style. Or not Titanic style, but like a disaster style where you're just letting everything play out and be like, wow. And you're just engulfed in the destruction of the city. And then that's it. It just ends like everyone's dead. Yeah. And then you just see how it all played out or how it all might have played out.
I don't know. It could be kind of intriguing where it's like he does all this. It was just kind of like, in the end, it did.
Yeah, well, the way I would do it for the perfect ending to make it all tragic is they find each other and they embrace and they're about to make love. And then that gets like, that's the still frame in time. He's like about to mount her spread eagle and then just boom and then they get turned to stone.
I wanted to be like, it's like, man, it's getting really hot in here. It's like, man, woo-wee!
Yeah. Well, no, it was like a huge explosion, and all the ash that covered them, like, killed them instantly, but also froze them with their, like, they weren't able to react fast enough to feel the pain because they died so instantly. But they're, like, I don't know if you've ever seen those. They're, like, literally, like, ash statues. Yeah. Like, they're literally frozen in time. Like, the last thing they were doing is right there. Each other.
Wow.
He's like frozen with like his tongue in her mouth. Yeah. So this is the way I wanted to die. That could actually be a very happy ending.
Yeah, it could be. But
no
I don't
pun
know.
Intended.
I'm having a hard time getting behind that.
Jon Snow's abs. That's all I got to say.
The last movie I want to talk about is The Grandmaster.
Yeah, Zhang Zi.
Zhang Zi's in it, and it's another retelling of Ip Man.
That's right. I was listening to the review for this one.
Okay, so what have you heard?
Okay, basically, a lot of people are going to go into it thinking it's going to be like the Donnie Yen Ip Man. It's not.
I can already tell you it's not. Just from the trailer alone, that's painfully obvious.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that wushu Crouching Tiger.
Yeah, it's
style.
gonna be a lot closer to that.
It's gonna look like to me, it looks like a lot of fun, but it's gonna be nothing the way the first Ip Man was set in reality. And even so, it's probably gonna be more in line with the way the second one was, with chair fights.
No, it's not gonna be anything like that. It's supposed to be a lot more like traditional martial arts, and it's supposed to be like really slow, so you can really see the difference in the techniques. And a lot of it has it's even though it's based on Ip Man, it has a lot more to do with like the preservation of all these styles and why all these styles were like guarded and why they meant so much to to the Chinese people. Like because back then it was like forbidden to teach these like to anyone outside of China. No foreigners were allowed to learn these techniques.
Yeah.
And Ip Man was one of the first ones that broke that mold. And so it's kind of about that, and also the Japanese occupation. And I forget what Zhang Zi's character has to do with it, but she's like
I think
also
that's his wife.
Might be. I can't remember, but she's like a really big part of it as well. Like kind of like the second half of the movie like focuses more on her than even Ip Man, and kind of like her story. But yeah, it's not gonna be like the over the top like flying around and stuff. Like it's supposed to be.
I thought it kind of was because like the first Ip Man wasn't like that. It had the really like grounded martial arts with a little bit of wire work, but it was like it was a different type of wire work.
It was very subtle.
Yeah,
like just do like
because even in this movie, like when you watch the trailer, it's like there's literally a part where Zhang Zi parries a dude's punch and it hits a pillar, and on the other side, screws get unloosed and fly off.
Yeah.
So there's no way that's set in reality. Even if you're gonna focus on like the art styles, the fighting styles, and stuff like that, there's already that feel of like supernatural ability. So
hey, every time I punch pillars, I knock screws out.
That's why I say it's gonna be more in line with the second Ip Man, to where there was more like the free flowing, like floating wire work stuff. Because there's a lot of that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, when you see it, I understand like from what that was said, but. And that what you said still might be true, but there's still like the floaty martial arts stuff in it.
I just don't want to believe it's gonna be like Ip Man 2 because that movie was so disappointing.
I know, but to me it looked more in line with Ip Man 2 than it did with the grounded martial arts of Ip Man.
More like Ip Man 2 or more like Crouching Tiger because I can deal with flying around like Crouching Tiger.
To me, it felt more like Crouching Tiger, but I don't know if that was more because Zhang Zi was.
Yeah, because I can deal with that.
It felt more like that because there's that fluidity, and obviously, I think I would credit Zhang Zi with quality of film or quality of work rather than just like taking anything that sounds good. Because I have a hard time finding a movie of hers that I didn't like, that I did initially like, but I was like, but it's an okay movie.
Yeah,
like all the movies she does are like incredibly good.
Rush Hour 2,
or at least the ones I've seen. Well, besides Rush Hour 2,
hey, classic, feel good movie.
It's still a fun movie,
decade.
But yeah, it pales compared to her other action movies.
Yeah.
But this one, it felt more in line with Crouching Tiger. Like I said, there's scenes like where she does that parry. Like it does show that it's like slow motion. She moves out of the way and she literally guides the guy's fist into a pillar, a wooden pillar. And then on the other side, you see the screws come undone and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay.
That happens all the time.
I don't know. There's a lot of that.
I saw it in a documentary.
Or like the first Ip Man as well.
There isn't the first Ip Man, but in Ip Man 2 is when it kind of gets like ridiculous with like the floating chair fight.
Yeah.
And they're like trading tables and shit with their feet.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, when they're building the
chair.
You remember that?
I try not to. But yeah, I guess for me the first Ip Man was like it was so like brutal and so fast paced where it's like that all the like really like floaty like supernatural stuff just like fit. It was just like badass.
Yeah.
It was just like a really cool like I don't know. I just love it for like from beginning to end. Like that's hands down like one of the best like martial arts films ever. Good. I just love the whole thing because it's like most movies have a certain arc where it's like because the whole thing is Ip Man's supposed to be good and he beats up the guy from like with the northern style and then he fights the Japanese and you're thinking this is the final battle. It's gonna be back and forth. He's probably gonna usually there's some type of X Malcolm for them to beat the villain. He just whoops his ass. Yeah. Goes on about his business. Like nobody is
whoops his ass
rolls his sleeves up and goes to town on his ass.
Yeah.
Literally goes to town.
Oh yeah, he's just like pop, pop, pop.
It's like no one can even stand against him. That's what was so cool about it. It was just like, nope, he's got not even close to an equal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought it was awesome. Yeah. Down to yen.
I'll fight 10 people.
Give me your rice. I don't even want it.
Yeah, that was so dumb. I
totally. I would have fucking taken that rice. I was hungry.
He gave the bloody one to the other family. And you could have gave them 10 bags, or at least 5 bags for the death. And I got to provide for my family.
At least one
bags.
That's not covered with their dead husband and father's blood.
Yeah, they probably couldn't even bring themselves to eat that.
Yeah,
rice.
they probably just buried it. Like, that was, like, his remains. Like, they just, like, burnt it, and, like, now it's in an urn. And now they're all still just as hungry
Maybe they
as they
siphoned
were.
the blood off in hopes in the future that they could clone him.
That they could bring back John Lennon.
We have Colin.
Well, speaking of Zhang Zi, I got one more thing. Apparently, they're going to make a sequel to Crouching Tiger.
Yeah.
And so she's in talks to return. Michelle Yeoh is definitely coming back.
Donnie Yen's supposed to be in it, I believe.
Yeah, Donnie Yen. The great Donnie Yen.
I actually knew that when I was making my top 10
Uh.
female fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'd written Zhang Zi at number 9.
Nice.
I was like, yeah. So apparently this movie's been in production for quite some time.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to get it all together. And
Yeah.
apparently, well, for one, also, Ang Lee is not returning, which is kind of a sad, because, I mean, as much as he butchered the Hulk, he was damn good in Crouching Tiger. But Yen Wu Ping, who did the fight choreography, is going to be directing the entire movie.
Nice.
So it's in capable hands. And the only other thing, when I first heard it, I was just like, how are they going to make a sequel? Like, it seemed like it was standalone.
Yeah, because there's actually like 3 different stories.
Yeah, it was
in
based
that.
off of a book. Yeah, a book
Yeah.
that's like a trilogy. So it's like, oh, okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, because the trilogy, I forget what it's called, like the Iron Sword meets something. But they're just
Meets
going to
the
end up
Green
calling
Dynasty.
it, instead of calling it that, and supposedly alienating the franchise, they're just going to call it Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2.
Yeah, I think it had like a subtitle like Green Dynasty, something like that.
Yeah,
You can find that on punchingthewallsreality.com, by the way. I would go there. It's a great site.
yeah, incredible.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you can follow us on Twitter, @PitWar, PTWOR. Find us also on Facebook and on Google+. You can plus us.
Are we a proud member of the
Four-Eyed Radio Network?
Yay, we are.
Yeah. Also, you can go ahead and check out, if you're into cosplay, did a really awesome interview with Age Marine. She, especially if you're a Game of Thrones fan, like, I swear, she looks just like, why can I not remember her name all of a sudden? Marjorie Tuttle. Like, I swear, it'd be a doppelganger. It's pretty insane. She also has really good Batgirl, Stephanie Brown, for the win. And,
Yeah, her Batgirl's incredible.
yeah, she's a really great cosplayer, so I'll definitely check out. The interview was really good. I'm not just tooting my own horn, you know, because I put it up there. But, I mean, really, it's really
She
interesting
gives
read.
some really incredible answers.
Yeah. And it's just cool because, like, I don't know, it's just like you get, like, a lot of insight into somebody who's cosplaying. And she's not American, she's from Germany. And kind of, like, also the way they feel about cosplay in their country, which is also very insightful. So I'd give that a shot, you know, if you're into cosplay. Even if you're not, it's just a really good interview to read in general. And I don't know, I just feel like, you know, I write some articles and I'll just, like, BS something and it'll get a lot of views. But then the things that I'm actually really passionate about kind of goes by the wayside. So I'm actually legit trying to get this into more eyes, more eyeballs onto this. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's all I got, too, as well. Blah.
Well, this is Prometheus.
This is Bobby Beetle.
And this is Agamemnon.
And this has been Straight
Outta Austin!
Dislocated Jaw Edition.
Yeah.
With a rotted molar. There.